Hello YouTube, and welcome to another movie reaction here today. Today we're doing The Colors Within, Kimi no Iro, the newest film from Science Saru and Naoko Yamada. Been looking forward to this one for a very long time, excited to be jumping in here with it today. Can't wait. Let's get right into it, shall we? Now, if you haven't seen the channel before, hello, hi, I react to anime, and I like to have a good look. I like to have a good look at things, analyze, think about them a bit harder than the average bear. I'd like to think so anyway. So again, you'll notice after the movie's done here, there'll be a section of analysis and whatnot. So look forward to that. Hopefully looking through the film with a bit of a critical lens, but also trying to enjoy it. Again, I am a big fan here. And yeah, I mean, I'll get up ANN as well because it is my favorite website in the world. There it is there, The Colors Within. And I think, yeah, we should use this as a launching pad to talk about why I'm excited, basically. Naoko Yamada is the best. She's the greatest. I'm like her biggest fan, I think. I have scant few 10 out of 10s. Two of them are by Naoko Yamada, one of them being Liz and the Bluebird, the other one being K-On! So, well, both seasons there. The movie's pretty good too. She's all over it. She's amazing. Obviously working initially with Kyoto Animation, now having moved over to Science Saru, doing her own thing, spreading her wings, so to say. And I don't think she's really missed a beat over there as well. I really like Heike Monogatari. I thought that was really solid. Garden of Remembrance too, I've reacted to that on the channel, thought it was great. She is directing and storyboarding this thing whenever she does either of those roles. It's a delight. Even very recently, there was the opening for Anne Shirley, which I thought was just a delightful opening as well. Responsible there. Got the Midas touch. Anything she touches turns to gold. And I mean, I can do the whole song and dance. I mean, some early really poignant and strong work with Kyoto Animation through Planet After Story and others. Taking a lot of that momentum into K-On! And its second season. Just, it's the best. If you've seen K-On!, you know what I'm talking about. Tamako Market, I have not seen, but hear good things. Tamako Love Story, have seen. Very, very good once again. Work on Hibike Euphonium, I'm a huge fan, have reacted to it on the channel as well. Before most famously, A Silent Voice, also with Reiko Yoshida and Kensuke Ushio, who are both here, so may see some similarities there to that film. Also a big fan of that film. After that, some more Hibike, Liz and the Bluebird. Then Kyoto Animation happens. We're not going to get into it here. But after that, obviously, over with Science Saru now, Heike Monogatari. They're all good. I've probably even missed stuff. It's amazing. Then, of course, we have Reiko Yoshida working with her on K-On! And just a bunch of the things that I listed. It would be kind of pointless for me to go through them all again. She was basically there for everything that I said. Often in a series comp role as well. Obviously, again, not as important for a film here today. But I mean, she's accomplished in her own right. Non Biori, I think I saw Girls and Panza up here, another thing I've done on the channel, and many other things, some of which I haven't seen, like Aria and Bakuman, but things that are well acclaimed. Kensuke Ushio is a name that I'm talking about on the channel as well as of recently because of Ping Pong. He's absolutely killing it there as well. He is my favorite composer working. As I said during the start of my Ping Pong series, this used to be a cooler opinion than it now is, but he's still good. I'm not going to be a hipster about it. Personal shoutouts to his music on A Silent Voice, as well as Heike Monogatari, two of my favorites there. Once again, really liking some of the stuff in Japan Sinks, as well as Ping Pong, which I'm doing at the moment, so just very good, again. Even he has an album, because he's also known under a pseudonym Agraph here. He has an album there, it's on Spotify, it's very good too. Great study music, I've used it many a time. And again, when I sat down here, I'm like, I'm not going to do the whole spiel here. It's not worth it, but I'm doing it anyway. These three, this triumvirate, they are goated. I strongly suspect I will love this movie because of all three of these people and their involvement. So, kudos. We have 4 unit directors here in addition to Yamada herself, all of which have worked with Yamada in some capacity, whether it be at Science Saru or at Kyoto Animation. An interesting name is Haruka Fujita, which is a fairly famous Kyoto Animation name, having a large role in Violet Evergarden, of course. Just I can't help my eyes wander over here to some of the VAs as well. Interestingly enough, all 3 of our main cast are relative unknowns. I think they have basically no other roles. so that's cool. Bit of a different feel there. You may look at some of these side characters, very, very famous VAs instead. Aoyuki, Kikuko Inoue, Minako Kotobuki, all of which have worked with Naoko Yamada again in some capacity. Ever wonder why Mugi has that last name in K-On? Anyway, good story there too. It would be remiss of me not to talk about Science Saru themselves as well. Only growing in stature over recent times. I think Dadadan's pretty damn cool. In retrospect, probably something I should have been doing on the channel, but I didn't, so yeah. I found it really entertaining. The aforementioned Heike Monogatari, another thing I'm a huge fan of course. Obviously have a lot of that Masaki Yuasa juice as well. He's just cooking like crazy. I wanted to pause here and talk about Sanda, which is something that I watched half a season of relatively recently. And I didn't stop watching it for any particular reason. Me and my friend, we just kind of, I don't know, didn't keep watching it. I thought it was really good. What's her name again? Paru Itagaki? She's insane. She's an insane person. She writes like a maniac, and I find that really entertaining. Like, Sanda and Beastars both are just like, it's ideas central, man. But yeah, something that is on the underappreciated side here that it stuck with me from last year. What do I know about The Colors Within as well? I think it's about ballet, and they make a band, and it's also a period piece, and there's nuns. That's about it, because I watched a trailer like a year ago. But other than that, not much. I think the character designs are pretty, but that's par for the course. I say stop yapping and dive in here and have a look and start this thing. But first and foremost, my patrons. Thank you very much for the support. It's been doing great lately. I'm doing a run of movies at the moment, so again, if you like movies like this one, you may like the next thing I do. It's up there on Patreon at the moment. It's only $6 a month to get early access there. If you're a big Musume person or Ping Pong the Animation, they're both up there at the moment as well. A very big thank you to my patrons, starting here with Sean, Ace Lightning, Ada, Akomancer, Alchemy, Astavif Uvdifif, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, BD422, Botero, Brendan M. Gibbons, Brett Jones, Capella, Choberibi, Copley, Cure Dynamic, Dakota, Dapper Dwarf, Diark Lord, Dorke Hyo, Ed, Eric Algelius, Fancy Question Mark, Fried Rice, Fruit, Frozen Fox, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glank, Hayato138641, Hans Peter, Hibiki Tachibana, I Bailey, Ika, Intaz Students, Iria, J Cambion, Yako Yavnen, Jacob R, Jeff Solis, Joran, Kasogtha, Clem, Lexi, Lick H, Locus Carulius, Lou, Lupe Ferrugia, Maddock the Doppelganger, Matthew Bratcher, Matthew Mortlock, Mickey Babbers, Miru, Mistake El Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nature Without Man, Pencil Shop 333, Platinum Fighter, Pike, St. Lily, Sam1373, Samuel Guerrero, SGM Janus, Shiny Haxorus, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Terrence, Tobias Dale Christensen, Waifu Everdose Without a Net, Binchi, Jummy Boo, Kelvin, Runlet B&K, Eclipsing, Free Weekend, and Luigi Mario 3939. Thank you very much for giving me money. I enjoy the money. Let's dive in here. Excited to get going. This is The Colors Within. This is Kimi no Iro coming right up. And there we have it, The Colors Within, Kimi no Iro, up there ready to go. I've got 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 12 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. I do believe there's Blu-rays out and about, and I think this is an official version, so whether this be a Blu-ray version or a cinematic version, or it's official in some capacity is my version that I have. But if you do choose to sail the high seas, of course, it is the latest one there. I think they're all pretty much the same, though. Either way, there will be a picture-in-picture version in the description below for your viewing pleasure. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1. Go. G Kids. And I am recording. Always a bonus. Always reminds me of your name whenever I see that. Yeah? Story? Spiral. I'm gonna say Story Incorporated. Sure hope so. Science Saru. Flower. Light. church main character. What can't you change? Brilliant. Already so Liz and the Bluebird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think they literally are. Is this a bad time to bring up that I'm colorblind? Or so they say. The colors that I perceive are different. Oh, love the background. I like hers a lot. Everybody has a color. Mm-hmm. It's already so good. I've already wanted to pause it like 5 times. Missing shoes there. Indeed. Once again, echoing myself from mere minutes ago. The Liz and the Bluebird. Holy shit. Very similar. Especially the Liz sequences, if you know what I'm talking about there. So, what's the vibe here? Like boarding school? Very official, all girls. Ballet. Maybe struggling to find her people. Oh no, she's got her people. Got a spare seat and everything. It's gorgeous. The flowers, dude. Oh, you don't want that. Quick now. Legs. Well, you don't want me to be tardy and I can't run? Come on. Like a yellow. Tonko. We can remember Tonko. I like her freckles too. She's a bit weird. Sakunaga. She's very pretty. Ooh, the eyes. Kimi-senpai. He's trying to grab names here. Blue. Flashback. Match cut. In the pink of spring, I saw a blue girl. Still not over it. I pray to God every day that she stay in my visage. Oh yeah, we're hooping. Okay, no, it's dodgeball. Holy character animation. You guys ever watched Girls Do PA? Wait, that came out wrong. This feels very accurate. Headshot. The casualties of war. Ooh, bleeding nose is gnarly though. Interesting. Bit of a fated encounter, maybe? Oh, I'm just such a fan. Sakunaga. Another cool character design as well. Ooh. Yeah, guitar. Guitar. Maybe. Metronome. Now that shot there is very Science Saru. Nice. Okay. She's fucking losing it. What game were they playing there? I recognize that one too. I like her friends a lot. Feels very authentic. Not here. Notice the color change too. It's a lot dimmer. Yeah, it just seems as though she is absent. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. I didn't see that coming. Her rock and roll lifestyle. Oh, boyfriend. That throws a span in the works too. No one knows. How would you even find out? 'Cause no, like, social media or nothing, right? And yeah, that dulled effect coming back even stronger, obviously. Well, tell me now. Bookstore. Oh, no, okay, not period piece. Could have found her on social media then, maybe. I guess I just thought nuns, and I thought it would be back in the day. Not here. There's boy, though. How good's Kensuke Ushio? Interesting. Ooh. Interesting. She definitely is very warm. Direction, very good. Direction, very good. Direction, very good. I gotta hit stop. I can't do that the whole time. I have aura? Maybe. A little bit. Being Jimmy, it isn't that bad. She's also the spitting image of somebody that I know in real life. The mum, that is. Whoa, I thought that they were about to get fucking hit by that car. Interesting. Now I wasn't paying attention. Is there an element of deceit here? Because you're putting on your uniform and then you're coming here, right? You'd have to imagine so. Why else would you go through the rigmarole? Defied a teacher. Or wait, we don't know. We don't know what it was. Okay, so I guess from that scene we're still on the lookout. Soft union. That's definitely boy. White cat. Interesting. Hmm. Bit distracted. We're like the same. I could watch this forever. Isn't that fortuitous? Almost give me Alice in Wonderland a little bit. Following a kind of white animal to another world, maybe. She doesn't know. Do you think she started playing because Boy was in the store? Maybe. Didn't I hit you in the head with a with a dodgeball? Okay. Because you did said Sakanaka, and I'm like, okay. Asking the question. Green. Blue. Interesting. Upon seeing the colors, too. And of course she's going to agree. Sakunaga. Easy. Never in doubt. The plot, everybody. Gorgeous. Interesting. Straight into it, huh? You're a bit sick. I was going to say, is it a train? Oh, okay. Might be a ferry. Yeah. I was going to say, it reminded me of a scene from K-On! Where they're kind of on a train by the ocean. But now we're on a ferry to go see old mate. I'm sure you had a name too. Is this another church? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Oh, Hibike. The hell? Oh, it's one of them. They have a name. Fur something. Great. Very like 80s instrument, I find. Very sci-fi as well. I like him almost touching the music in the air there. It's very similar to the whole colors thing, right? Very sensory. Oh, you want to play along too. But I mean, can you play piano? The green there? And she's wearing blue. She is in choir. Can she sing? Higurashi-san. Green again. What? Super ice cream. Sure. Kagehira. The theremin. There you go. I don't think he really minds. Just like normal. Kimi-chan? Okay. Kimi, Rui. I feel like they're not asking her name. Okay. Coming a little bit clean. I mean, whoa, okay. Interesting. Kimi seems a little bit further along with the guitar than you are with the piano. She just needs a minute. I forget the last time I was on a boat, but I can't say I found it, comfortable. Music. Mm-hmm. I imagine this was on the weekend. It looks good to me. Oba-chan. Whoa, okay. Interesting. Very traditional then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 100%. She's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. When I make our own songs, it's very difficult to do. We can give it a go. Oh, I like that they're helping to clean too. Huh. What's going on there? Don't want to be seen by somebody. And instantly gone. Ooh, interesting that they're practicing in a church on Sunday. I think everybody here has their secrets. No crying, though. Well, I know one by Eiffel 65 that might help. It's pretty descriptive. Well, this is a cool scene too. Oh, she's fucking losing it. Yeah, this is sick. Alright, I wouldn't have recommended that. And she got forced on projector duty. Great. Waku Waku. Whoa. The music, man. And, oh, this has been the thing the most that I want to just, like, pause. Holy shit, as well. How can you not love her, though? Shoot us a smile, though. Hiyoko. Yeah, a little smile there. Okay. Good. Good. Oh, we fuck with her. She's already quite good. You guys ever tried to do this whole piano caper? It's pretty difficult. And yeah, the association with sound and color there. What are they doing? I mean, we did see it earlier. That's pretty accurate. So they're like sharing voice notes. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't think about this already. You should record some stuff. And it's great to shoot it over to other people as well. What do you think about this? Oh, it's very long too. 3 minutes. Bit of an older phone too. Did he email that to himself? It's pretty good. But keep that in there. That's swag. Oh, great. Oh, hell yeah. This is like the full recording. Very bouncy. She's a doctor. And yeah, probably his mom, right? Huh. Big bro? Right. Tale as old as time. Shiro's the brother? Oh, how scandalous. So they've both got big brothers. Well, you gotta tell the truth, man. And are we ever gonna find out what happened? Green. Uh-huh. Bit more minor key. The shoes are big too. The shirt. Not all songs need to be happy. All you can do is channel how you're feeling. Your true colors, maybe, into music. Interesting. Now it is interesting. We have parental stuff going on with the other two, but not with you, courtesy of you being at a boarding school and boarding. Sister Hiyoko is kind of like a parental figure. Yeah, not going back home for holidays. Not really. Well, then what would you say for Kimmy's song? Exactly. Okay. Sister based. Okay. Thought you were about to have a very narrow worldview. Honesty. Something that Kimmy couldn't do. These three, they're always just fucking around. I see. Oh no. Oh no. We're going to see the Saru. The science Saru, that is. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, yeah. Gorgeous. Holy shit. The vibes. Oh, the cat's still hanging around. Nya desene. Well, she can see your aura, bro. The eyes. I would never dream of it. Here's the thing with these, Whoa, don't do that. Here's the thing with secrets. The longer you hold on to them, the worse they get. And I know you think it's coming from a good place, but... my concern is that she now already knows. Was that big bro and girlfriend? Or was that something else, or...? I don't know what's going on there. Oh no, it's the bookstore. I'm a fucking moron. I thought it was her house. I was just not paying attention. Oh, I see. Suspicious. Whoa. Just know that he is watching you. Oh no. Not the tuba as well. And the slow-mo. How did that work? Fucking close. Whoa! What a shot. Not the most athletic in the world, and that's okay. Shut them curtains. Because I've got all the snacks in the world. Oh, there's a hamburger in the back. Great. So sick just thinking about it. Isn't it going to look suspicious if you eat those snacks? Because you're meant to be sick. Manga? This sounds familiar. Classic. I'll find the song during the next segment that this reminds me of. Whoa! Yeah, this one's a 10 out of 10, this song. Under the bed? Shut that curtain now. Shut the curtain. Yeah. Did she see something? What are you doing? You're throwing. Goodbye now. That's not how confession works. Is that toy new, maybe? That plush? Sleeping together? God almighty. That's metal as hell. Yeah, but I don't mind. You did. It's all about circumstances. Another really cool shot. The lighting. What was that snort? It's like a stealth mission. Oh. Well. Yeah. No denying that, eh? I don't think so. What are we doing now? Yeah. Thought as much. Oh, and then the nail polish. You guys are so fucked. Yeah, and you lied about being sick. Jesus. So was the go. I think one of them needed to go to the bathroom, maybe. Yeah, I can't really punish her. Call a guardian, though. What do you mean by that? Yeah, hello again. Rui hasn't been in the film for ages. What does that say? Free shit. Is that a pew? Kinda. It's like a bench. Is it working? Oh, it is. Okay, good. Oh, he was wondering why he couldn't hear it. Gotcha. Okay. Uh, that's one of the ones I would call and say, hey, this is what's going on. We got found out. Back home? Classic. What a song. What a tune. Mom. Yeah. So you went to go home and then looked down towards that dance studio where you were before? Yeah, what did you mean by a chance to atone? Hello. What, you didn't know? She does know you. I remember, it was about 50 minutes ago. Yeah. Sometimes. It's a bookstore, you just kind of chill. It's the whole vibe. Hmm. Depends on who it's for. She's full of good ideas, Hiyoko. It's a good idea. What is the flowers? St. Valentine's Fest, the festival. Sounds like a set piece to me. Yeah, we should perform. That was going to be what I was about to say. Big Kaon vibes performing at a festival. Well, you are. I didn't ask for the psychoanalysis, but you're right. They seem chill. Go on then. Community service. Once again, just like another 5 or 10 minutes without my boy, without Rui. Oh, he's cooking. He's in the lab right now. I'd get like 4.1 on Rate Your Music or something. Album of the year. They're finally back. Blush. Handhold? Spinning there's interesting. And yeah, holy shit, character animation. She's still a bit stud. Ooh. Okay, embarrassed about the song. Kensuke? Needs some drums. The melody's really pretty for a ballad, for sure. Maybe we don't need the drums. The colors, man. I mean, stating the obvious. You reckon? He's got glasses. Yeah, okay. What are you seeing? Interesting. It's like we're in our own snow globe. Also, again, in a... Seems that honesty and lying is a theme. Seeing somebody's true self. I just wondered if we'll be honest about our feelings. That's all I'll say. It's like a different version. Different lyrics. It was a good warm-up, though. Snowcat. It sounds like some, like, British New Wave or something. It's crazy. The hell is that? It's like a log. Okay, a little Christmas celebration. A little Christmas party. Use a stuffed animal in her place. Well, yeah. Leaving out some information. Yeah. It's tough, innit? Hyoko's, yeah, she's based. Did you tell your mother about this? Well, what have you told your mum then? She's still at the office too. That's crazy. Right? I mean, it's not the worst lie in the world. She knows where you are. Again, you're just admitting part of the truth. That it's about my band and it's two girls. Where are we? Yeah, okay. Still got plenty of time to go. Ooh, it's like Mass. Yeah, the vibes are crazy. What kind of college? That was my other question. So it's an island. Gotcha. Otherwise, I would say just take the bus. But Totsuko was the bridge, right? She was the inn. guess so. But by that same logic, you could reverse it. Okay. Your colors again. My Hero Academia? It's kind of cool, yeah. It's at least very, like, intimate that you can see that. I mean, it also helps when they wear their colors too. I mean, it looks pretty fucked outside. Oh my god. I know what that is. Pas de deux. But did you like doing it? Oh yeah. Also, by the way, watch Princess Tutu. Because it's very good. You may even hear Giselle itself if you pay attention. Yeah, it sounds pretty close to me. Hope you guys like animation. Because I do. That was almost very Yui. Kimmy loves it. Oh, I wanted to hear more. Yeah, I thought we were going to do that with the candles too. Very classy. Really like the color there. Yeah, holy shit. Nice assist. It was actually, it went about as well as you could have hoped. Bit of honesty? Yeah. Okay. It's well directed again. Grandma doesn't seem that jazzed. I think neither party does. Maybe not. Okay. Bit on the flamboyant side. I thought we were called like Mr. Ice Cream or whatever. And straight in, huh? You'd imagine this is February. Whoa! Hell yeah. For St. Valentine's. The very same. Oh. Kimmy, where are you? Where are you at? Nervous? It's a bit weird, but she looks fucking cool. It says rock. My friends. I'm sorry for performing? I don't understand that. Okay, she doesn't seem that freaked out about it being a boy. Subarashi? Whoa. She knows ball. Maybe lived a long life before, the calling of God. Sawako-sensei? Yeah. Line for line. Bar for bar. Oh, okay. Absolute cinema. Yeah, I know movie. I know. And I'm sleeping in the very same bed? This shit's crazy. What's the crowd looking like? Do we have a... Okay. Well, she's kind of got a pink rose. I'd be scared. I can't even imagine. Were you dressed up as fries? Depeche Mode? Little bit. The song's actually fucking cool. I think the music as well is why I thought it was going to be like an 80s thing. Like, I mean, if you're like Kimmy's classmate here, how can you not think that she's just like the coolest? Love your neighbor. Sign them. Oh yeah, dude. Kaon vibes for sure. Watch the chord now. We don't want you to trip over or nothing. You only realize now? Punch her in the head. Oh. Love this one. Oh. What even instrument is that? It sounds almost like an accordion. Hmm. Grainy. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm kind of speechless too. Strong singing voice too. Feels very authentic. Here we go. Guitar solo? The Bible? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that one's a hit. Holy shit. Yeah, like, come on. Now we just need grammar. A bit of a happy one now. Yeah. It's this one. Do 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 do. What do you get, like a 3-song set? Get everybody dancing. Hang on, was that mum and dad? Ah, here we go. Brilliant. Yeah, it is. Ah! Also, holy shit, animation. Can you even get the nuns dancing? Come on. Now all the Kaon heads in the audience, you'll know that this structurally is very similar to a Kaon episode. Oh my god, that clap. One of the best Kaon episodes too. I love how we're just here. It just keeps going. No dialogue, no nothing. I like the backing vocals too. Whoa! Hit that shit. And I mean, that's all it's ever been about, right? Because I'm worried about you because I'm not seeing you and you seem down. But if I see you shining on stage like that, then I'm less worried. Oh, come on. Nah, that's a bit ridiculous. Come on now. Let's just say that's an interpretation. Come on, break it down. Sister Hiyoko, do a backflip or something. Run up the wall. Or put the old band back together. Do something. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, the little... Did I only just notice that now? She's got a little blue tie around her hand. Hey. I will too clap. Very well done. I like how they brought together 3 songs we'd heard throughout the film as well. Feels very in summary. 3 characters, 3 songs. Where are we? Like 10 minutes left? Yeah. Less, maybe. Graduation? Or just a winter uniform, maybe. The spotlight? Some kind of garden of remembrance. I'm gonna need to get the Giselle notes back out, eh? Alright, I mean, yeah. This feels pretty triumphant. In a happier place now than we were at the beginning, for sure. Flap them wings. Hitting the stanky leg, that's always good. Red! Who could have guessed? The greens and the blues? Yes, indeed. It's okay, your phones still work. Because it isn't goodbye. Oh, there's no past tense to it. Come on now. Whoa. Crazy sound. Sick. Gorgeous. Holy shit, gorgeous. Everyone's wearing their color too. Need to give some kind of signal. Hey, that works. Brilliant. Oh, really? No way. Oh, yes way. Hell yeah. You guys seen Liz and the Bluebird? Very similar ending, in my view. Structurally, for sure. Do you guys like Naoko Yamada? Because if you like Naoko Yamada, you'll like that one. I think the very obvious thing, the detraction, is that it's very slice of life. There's not any great external force acting upon them to make anything happen. It's all internal. You know, the colors within. But I'm a fan of the director and a fan of the staff working on it and what they bring to the table, to the point where they could make anything about like paint drying and I would like it. And I think this is a fair bit better than paint drying. I really liked it. I came away very, very happy with it. Very low key though. Very low key. The music's so good. I'm good. All three of those songs at the end. Instant ads for sure. And I think I got my work cut out for me regarding analysis. A lot of color stuff, obviously. Lying, telling the truth. What are your true colors in all of that? Knowing the times when to stray from the path and when to go onto the path again. Do the right thing, do the wrong thing. Very coming of age in that way. I'm a big Totsuko head. I think that she's just adorable. And I was compelled with her ballet stuff. I'm going to talk about that a fair bit, I think. I bought the Kimmy stuff. The Rui stuff seems a little bit underbaked. He doesn't have a lot of screen time. That's the only problem. So the stuff with the mum, it's just a little bit. What's the word? Like I've seen it before, you know. But holy direction on this thing. Holy shit. So good. Yeah, Naoko Yamada is godlike. And it gave me Science Saru more than I thought it would too. Now that I have a bit more familiarity with the studio and a few of the names there. Just a bit of the character movement, a bit more cartoony. Good old Rogers and Hammerstein. Yeah, the white cat's interesting too. It's a pretty banging song too. Etherwave Theremin. Yeah, the theremin's crazy. Did he thrift that as well? He must have. Because I don't think Mum knows about the theremin. What else? It's hot in my room. Again. Ready for summer to end at any time. Yeah, but I mean, just ending off here. If you are into the whole Naoko Yamada experience, you will get a kick out of this, 100%. Very much calling back to her other works. Oh, we uploaded it. You couldn't have chopped that up in some software or something? Anyway, it's authentic. Shut up. Dude, the claps too. Oh, what is this giving me? Who did some really good vertical videos? Oh, that's gonna kill me. Reminds me of something. See ya. Thanks. That was very good. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. You'll see me tomorrow, or at some other point for some analysis on that, but I'll get my notes together first. And we are back. It's actually been 2 days since I recorded last, and yeah, that was the movie. The Colors Within. I didn't know it released 2024. I've been putting this off for a while, actually. Holy shit. So before I even get into any of this, I went to write notes, right? And I just went, what? I don't even really have that much to write about. It's weird. I'm caught in two minds. There's either I go right back through it and watch every scene again and glaze, because I will, and put a bunch more things together and blah, 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 blah. I feel like that's a 5-hour video. And again, just don't have the scope for that here at this time. On the other hand, I think the only other option is what I'm about to do, which is, well, I've got about 4 pages of notes, if that, and we're going to just go through it and talk a few things through. I'm actually very happy I made a reaction video to this film. I feel like it has value. Sometimes I make reaction videos and I'm like, okay, nobody's actually going to watch this and like think about different things on a rewatch and actively want to rewatch something or rewatch this with somebody. But with this, I really feel like it has that value there for sure because of, again, what I perceive as hidden meaning within it. But I best get started. Okay. Let me regale you with an anecdote. You may have seen that Mal page. Maybe did I have Mal up? Did I have ANN up? It reviews so. Pretty good, but pretty down low by Naoko Yamada standards, you would say. 7.6 off the top of my head on Mal. And before seeing the movie, I'm like, okay, that's a little bit weird. I don't really know what's going on there. After seeing the movie, I completely understand why a general audience wouldn't really vibe with this as much. As I say here, this is a film for the Naoko Yamada sickos. If you are part of the sickos, you'll like this movie. Me, I'm the sickest there is, so of course I love it, it's great. But just the general audience, if you're thinking about this in comparison to A Silent Voice, in comparison to even Liz, right? Definitely in comparison to Heike Monogatari, which is all big picture, super mega conflict. Like, things matter in Heike Monogatari. I don't think that audience sees that in this. They just see this as very ancillary, and they don't really, think that, like, what was the story here, really? That's what they would say. There is a lack of traditional conflict within the script, almost to a staggering level. It's really feels like Naoko Yamada is pushing this to its absolute limits without, again, getting experimental and just making straight up a slice of life film, which hardly ever happens. Films have conflict. That's kind of the entire thing. And that's why I make a really strong connection to K-On! With it, because there is conflict in K-On! It gets this reputation of being this slice of life where nothing happens, but no, there is episodic conflict in K-On! There is overall series conflict in K-On! You just gotta look for it. You just gotta train your brain to see it a little bit more. You're not going to have a character come out and explicitly say what they're feeling at each time. Or you're not going to see these traditional structures for conflict, which I go through here. You're not going to see them used in that same way. If anything, it feels very pointed. We have all these parts in the film which could be mined for conflict, but we just choose not to. For me, the most obvious one, it's right there ready, is like an interpersonal conflict between the three characters whereby there's a romance involved. We're already doing a little bit of blushy stuff with Kimmy and Rui and stuff, so I was like, okay, well, conflict, right? No, not on the agenda. That's where it wants you to think that. That's almost my read on it. Now, again, I haven't seen Tamako Market, but by all accounts, it's pretty conflictless, right? But Tamako Love Story, it's got conflict. It's got a good drive to it for sure. There's a scene relatively early on. It's a status quo shift that propels everything from there. Again, not present here in The Colors Within. So once again, I could see an audience seeing that and going, yeah, but where's the rest? But I choose to see it as very smart and mature and gives us a lot of space and a lot of time with these characters. Feels very grounded, feels very realistic. It doesn't overstay its welcome either. I feel like if this film was any longer, it would start to teeter on the side of, just overstaying its welcome, I think, with being as thin as it is. Just as I was about ready for it to end, it ended. So well paced in that department too. I do want to keep going with these comparisons to other Yamada works as well, because I still see a lot of connections to Liz. Again, it's the most recent feature that Naoko Yamada has made. It's around the same length. It plays with color a lot. The character designs are at least in the same ballpark. You have these like kind of really gentle sequences where we're just kind of walking around and looking at girls in school and whatnot. Again, that Naoko Yamada classic. Focus on the legs, of course. We do a lot of that too. And even just on a content level, it's about kids in high school, mostly girls. They do music together. They use art as an outlet. It's about what you do with the rest of your life as well. It's about coming of age. It's about understanding where we're at. And again, if you've seen Liz, all these things should resonate, should ring true. But here's the thing about Liz, right? Liz is the most important decision in both of these girls' lives up to this point. Mizore, because of the way she is, like, this is just so important. It's so important. And I think Nozomi's also hiding a little bit how important it is for her as well. I mean, she's out there crying by the end. Come on now. And it also carries forth the weight of a TV anime. So there's an arc within Hebike Euphonium leading into Liz, which is giving it emotional weight, right? Nothing of the sort here. I don't know. Before I watched this movie, I didn't know Totsuko from a bar of soap. So they got a lot of work to do there. And for the record, they nail it. I fucking love her. She's great. But yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm like trying to devil's advocate for people that don't like this movie, because they're wrong. But I feel like I need to, kind of try to explain it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, moving through the notes here, conflict can be mined from any of these sources, and we specifically choose not to. So again, you could think of an anime, or even just a story in mind, which has three main characters, whereby we mine interpersonal drama from them. It's called a love triangle. Or even if it isn't a traditional love triangle, you could also have a character within the triangle that wants things to remain platonic. We explicitly, again, do not go in this direction. You know me, I've always got the goggles on too. Totsuko definitely has a lot of eyes for Kimi very early, right? Like, who else gets pelted in the head with a dodgeball and then, like, almost thanks them for it? You gotta read into that a little bit. Once again, it doesn't end up going that direction, doesn't need to end up going that direction. They're just friends. There's not even like here's another thing as well. Like, Totsuko's not cool. She's a bit of an outcast. She's a bit frumpy. That's definitely demonstrated early on. Again, she's in this ballet class and she doesn't quite keep up with everybody else. She's just a little bit off pace. Her being off pace part does end up coming back, but it's not like she's an outcast. Again, in school, people seem to respect her. She's got a lot of friends. Even the authority figures seem to talk to her a fair bit. And again, Kimmy, beautiful, like kind of aloof, like untouchable. You know, you'd think that there would be like this social faux pas to them hanging out. Nope, not here. No conflict allowed. Now, parents here is dicey because this is the closest we probably get to actual conflict. We are hiding secrets, of course. Kimmy is hiding secrets from, you know, her grandmother. We have Rui hiding secrets from his mother. And we have Totsuko hiding secrets from her parental figure within the film, who I would argue is Hiyoshiko? I had it written down as, which, I swear to God it was Hiyoko in the thing. Yeah, on ANN it says Hiyoshiko. I don't know, maybe we shorten it to Hiyoko. But once again, all three of these conflicts just end up solving themselves. There's no real big scenes, I guess, outside of, you know, the concert where we address it. It's just at a certain point in time, Kimmy starts to be honest with Grandma, and Rui goes forth and he says what he actually wants to Mom. And again, the band performance is part of it, and him leaving his small island and going off into the wild green yonder, that's part of it as well. But there's never melodrama. Once again, I've scarcely seen a film like it. And again, friends, I say this from the perspective of Totsuko's friend group. They're just comedic relief. They're great fun, actually. I like those characters. As well as Kimmy's little friend group as well. Just before this performance, they just kind of reconcile for a short while, and, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, we're happy to see you. Yeah, see? Again, no drama. I'll probably wrap this up into it as well. Like, Kimmy quit school, and we don't really even know why, and it doesn't really matter going forward. She just quit school. Okay. I don't know. I thought that this was going to be a mystery to be uncovered, and again, to grab something from that, nope, doesn't end up really mattering all that much, other than, again, her kind of feeling like an outcast during this performance. Why am I performing at the festival to this school, which I no longer attend? This scene here helps us to feel a lot more comfortable about that. Once again, the school. We have Sister Hiyoshiko, right? She's just chill. She's covering for us at most times, you would say, especially again when we do our little training camp. Here's another one, another small one wrapped up in it as well. We mentioned early on in the film that, you know, this boarding school, very prestigious, doesn't want, you know, girls hanging out with boys, really. It's, you know, tarnish the name of the school and, you know, whatever other BS you want to say there. The sister finds out we hang out with a boy. She don't care. No conflict there. This is, again, like, I'm only here in my list, right? It must be intentional. It has to, right? Because there's so many points here where I could be like, oh, that's... I make a fucking career out of it on YouTube, watching TV anime and going, oh, that might be trouble. Like, there's no trouble. It was all just fine. Bring that into Kimmy as well. Again, she quit school. No great repercussions from the school. She gets caught in the school around here in the plot somewhere. Yeah, around here. It's fine. Again, you're not a student here. We can't, like, prosecute you or anything, which I guess is the truth, but you'd think this would be the liar revealed moment to the parents, or the grandparent. Once again, not on the cards. And the church, the last one. We explicitly say this line, right? Hiyoshiko early on. It's in this scene, I believe, where she's like, you know, prayer's pretty malleable, right? To whatever you really want it to be. You know, give me the strength to do what I need to do, right? But also give me the strength to push boundaries and complete what isn't initially obvious to me. Yeah, to grant us the courage to change the things we can and the wisdom to know the difference. Again, it's coming of age. It's knowing when to go and knowing when to stop. You know, it's finding that balance. It's actually really good advice. Good character, of course. And yeah, they just don't mind conflict from any of this. Not really. The closest you get is like some of the Kimmy grandmother stuff. But by the end of it, she's just swinging around and dancing and stuff, so it can't be too bad there. Again, I've got a bit of a bone to pick with this scene. It's almost like parody, right? They're just like dancing around, skipping around, singing Kumbaya. Like, I don't believe this moment. Not really. Not as much as I could have. And yeah, I mean, this is where I say there is also downsides to this, of not having traditional conflicting plot structure stuff. Would I say that this scene hit as hard as it could have? No. We don't have the investment. Again, the songs are really good. The performances are great. Love the lyrics. Love how they match. You know, there's 3 songs, 3 characters, 3 feelings they want to get across to different people that are, you know, attending. I like it because it's a big old K-On! Reference as well. But, you know, in other movies, this would have me sobbing. Just, it doesn't. Similarly, I love this moment. Could hit harder if I had more investment in Totsuko and her struggle. I think the biggest culprit is this. Because of, you know, the lack of traditional conflict, I didn't feel this relationship between these 3 as much as I could have. Again, I contrast this with Liz and the Bluebird, which I feel ends in a similar way. 2 girls walking in 2 separate directions in their lives, but, you know, still wanting to be a part of it, still friendly with one another. There's this moment, it's the very, very end of the film, where one of the girls turns around and looks at the other one. It is filled with so much meaning based on build-up earlier in the thing and, you know, how each of these characters are and their personalities. We're not even in the same stratosphere here. Not really. I'm happy that Rui is going and expanding his horizons and leaving his small island and heavily implied to not be doing this doctor thing. But part of what I do love as well, there's one picture in the film of him and his family, and there's a big brother, right? And Big Brother's not in the picture, so he must have already left. It almost feels like, you know, I'm the only one left, so I've almost been forced into this role by my brother. See, it's almost like create your own plot at certain points. So yeah, I mean, you just don't, it doesn't hit the same way that it should. It's okay, it's nitpicky, right? Like, it's not perfect, oh no. But again, in a perfect world, you would avoid mining conflict from all these obvious sources, still have a lot of conflict, somehow. Maybe make the film a little bit more surreal in that way as well, play with something a little bit, you know, more esoteric and weird, and that could create pathos for an ending that way. We just kind of don't do the latter there, really. But again, it's also how I like it. If I had a choice between, you know, this kind of stuff and this, then I'm choosing this, you know what I mean? I'm choosing watching this kind of movie. Anyway, away from conflict, that's my big point about the movie, I guess, is the lack thereof. But I like this general theme in the film of performance or the creation of art itself as therapy, helping each of the characters through their struggles. A huge theme in the film as well is bringing the intangible into reality, hence the theremin, hence, you know, your whole thing about color and synesthesia and whatnot. I say there's no conflict, but each character is changed by the events of the film still, you would say. They're in a better spot by the end. But it isn't something that feels like it needs these grand plot movements for it to happen. It more just feels like a group therapy session that I just sit down with my friends, talk it out in a way, especially this scene here, and, you know, create something, use that as an outlet, and feel a lot better on the other end. All 3 of these characters have intangibles, have these feelings that they're feeling that they can't express. What is the best avenue to do so? Music. You know, these waves of sound, similar to the waves of light of the colors, you know? This is the thing that we as humans can do to express things. And they harvest that to a very, very good extent during this scene here, you know? They're actually able to sit down and actually make another person feel something almost unsayable. So yeah, during the film, I feel like that's very strong. Even again, the best example here would be when we're just starting and we're getting like song fragments and whatnot, and it's the sun, and it's the science scene, and it's the spiral, and it's all that stuff into the globe. It's this spinning feeling, the waku waku into the wakusei, right? And then, you know, we turn that into the song from there. By the very end, we've made that feeling external, and everybody else is spinning around dancing as well. It brings everybody out, everybody swaying on the dance floor, swinging their partner and whatnot. This feeling of the music of constant rotation is brought into reality, and it's allowing others to see this feeling. If you were to argue what the colors within, the titular colors within are, that's what they are. And Totsuko is allowing everybody else to almost get a taste of her ability to see other people's colors and, you know, what they can draw from that. That's all very beautiful. That's very strong. It's just, that's like life. So it's very life-affirming, I feel. These category titles make no sense as well. What do I mean by what did this all mean? Like, I just spoke about that for a bit. Anyway, Is this thing a self-insert? Follow me on this one. We got 3 characters. I think the most obvious one is boy with musical talent that likes to play around with weird instruments sometimes and is a little bit of a social outcast and may even look a little bit like Kensuke Ushio. That's Kensuke Ushio. Then it's a toss-up between, which one's Yamada and which one's Yoshida, right? I feel like Yamada would see herself in maybe a Totsuko. Certainly feels very similar to like a Yui that she's done in the past. But yeah, is this a self-insert? I kind of saw it that way, especially early on in the marketing before I'd seen it. I was like, oh, that's kind of novel. I think even if the other 2 aren't, Kensuke Ushio most certainly is. I feel like that's just him. Which is, again, I mean, it's not coming from a place of knowledge at all. I don't know these people, but it'd be cool. It'd be cool as a lens to see the film through. All right, here we go. This is the number 1 probably theme of the movie, you would say, the number 1 thing. The movie's about lying, it's about keeping secrets, it's about coming clean. That's why we have so much, Christian imagery and whatnot, Catholicism, a lot of scenes by yourself, even at the very start, just in church, confessing, finding solace in your own faith, of course away from Totsuko as well, Kimi, hiding things, secrets, Rui hiding things, secrets, like lots of things from lots of people for Kimi, like she doesn't tell anybody that she left school or why she left school, like not even including the grandmother stuff, which is the obvious connection. And there's an element of like follow me to it as well. Once Totsuko is in, she becomes accomplice, right? So I didn't really get this straight until I thought about it a little bit, but the point of this scene is that if there's going to be a field trip and grandma knows that there's going to be a field trip, I need to be out of the house for however long. Therefore, Totsuko, you need to be sick for your field trip so you can stay here, and then you can bring me in as well so I have somewhere to stay. Like, it's a pretty unique problem, and honestly, at that point, I'd just tell the truth. That's too much rigmarole to go through, but I mean, it creates a bonding moment for the 2. That's all well and good. But I guess, yeah, the kind of transitive property of, telling secrets and hiding things from people. And Rui, we think Rui's studying to be a doctor. We think that he's going to cram school and doing mock exams and whatnot. In reality, he's walking around town, scavenging stuff, looking for pheromones and whatever else he looks for, because that's honestly what he's way more interested in, right? And then there's the coming clean part. By the end of the film, he confesses to his mother how he really feels, as does Kimi, and they get a good result out of it. They both come to the concert. They both seemingly are, joyed to see their children or, their whoever I am guardian of, having a good time and making art and stuff, expressing themselves. As with most parents and guardians and stuff, they just want to see you happy. And, I mean, they see you achieving things and happy. Of course they're going to be happy about it, Also, oh my god, I'm going to take a pause here. The goal of the film to have this thing where it's like, oh, I don't know my own color, Totsuko, and then have her associated with, like, reds and pinks through the entire thing. Once again, you could always say that that's a lack of conflict thing as well. There's not this great mystery for the audience. It is blindingly obvious the entire time. We're not a film that is built around these same concepts. Not at all. Next one here, and it's tied up in the lying stuff and coming clean. It's, moving on from coming clean and confessing to somebody else about the person you want to be, becoming your own person, and coming of age. Totsuko does this again through, telling a few fibs here and there, meeting up with these other 2 people, making a lifelong friendship there, and creating some goddamn music. She feels socially confident enough to be out here on stage as well by the very end, dancing around, singing, even doing some backup vocals, and of course her most important scene, this dance right here at the end where she does her Giselle. Kimi, honest with her grandmother, I don't really want to do school anymore, I'm going to find something else to do, I'm going to keep working at this bookstore, keep doing my music stuff, because that's who I am. I'm not this stuffy school, I'm not this uniform, I'm me. Blue in my jerseys and whatever else I wear, my hoodie. That's way more the person I want to be, not this prim, proper, choir, captain, private school girl. It's not what I have in my stars. And Rui, most obvious. I don't want to be a doctor on a small island, isolated by design, in a place out of time almost that's been abandoned, that is only going to be more abandoned as time goes on. I'm looking at the future. I'm playing this like synthetic music. I'm, you know, interested in that side of things, right? Rather than, you know, the family business and the family legacy and all that other kind of stuff. He has his catharsis by the very end because he sails away. That island that was his metaphorical box that he was trapped in, he exceeds it. He breaks the world's shell and he goes and does something else. So yeah, applies to all three characters wonderfully. It's probably the thing that links them the most. And the film overall is just very accepting. Like, all the parents accept what these kids have to say. Like, oh yeah, if that's how you're feeling, that's how you're feeling. That's fine. There's never any pushback. Once again, that lack of conflict. In this similar way, I feel like this is one of the truer looks at, like, Catholicism, right? Forgiveness, love thy neighbor, all that other kind of stuff. You know, generally the stuff that these hoity-toity boarding schools don't really go for. Everything's all very private and, you know, pompous and whatnot, you know? Like, you've paid a lot of money to be here, you're going to stay in line. Think of any other media that you can think of off the top of your head featuring, like, nuns. Like, the nuns are generally they're sticks in the mud. Like, think about, like, Sister Act or something, right? Like, why is this nun super chill? Why did this nun have a band? It's to facilitate this. It's to facilitate this different, you know, even more like traditional look at the values of Christianity and Catholicism and away from, you know, its prestige and everything else associated with it. Again, nun is shorthand in art and like almost comedy for somebody that's like not going to do this kind of stuff, and we subvert. Next up here, our colors. Why were they chosen? What do they mean? So let's start with Kimmy. Blue. Where is the bluest Kimmy that I can find? Right there. Blue's great. Blue is royal, it is regal, it is official, it is expensive, it's classy, but it's also what it says in the title. It's blue. She's feeling blue. She's, you know, it may look like she has it all together and everything, and she's this perfect prim person that's up on a pedestal, right? Even maybe like a Mother Mary that are in these statues and whatnot that we see, as here. Hers is a little bit deeper. She's not the picture perfect woman of, you know, this kind of school that we want, you know. She's a bit sadder, but you would say over the course of the film we kind of lessen those blues at least a little bit, you know, ending the film on, you know, a bit more of a bright ocean and a, you know, beautiful day outside and whatnot. She comes around by the end. Next up, Rui, green. Green is growth. Interestingly enough, I would say green is also health. Maybe that's our like doctor connection as well. You know, that universal symbol for like a medical center is like a green cross or something. On a first aid kit, again, especially. I like Rui as green as almost this facilitation of a space for the girls to blossom as well, right? Like, I have this location, this abandoned church, right? Which again, you too can grow to your heart's content. You know, I am the flower bed of all these flowers here, you know. It's not really a green flower, but it kind of underpins everything. It also matches Rui as the main person behind a lot of the instrumentation, the music. He's not the vocalist, but he's the underlying thing, you know, allowing the vocalists and, you know, the flashier instruments and like the piano and the guitar to blue. And Totsuko, red or pink. They kind of go hand in hand with her, I feel. Red, intensity, passion, whatever emotion she is feeling at any time, she is feeling it very strongly. Like, even when she's sick on the boat here, she's feeling it. If you wanted to link her getting hit in the head with a goddamn volleyball during dodgeball, right? With red, because we've got a little bit of blood coming out, I wouldn't say no. Another thing that we use with her is the sun during this fantastic sequence as well. She's at the center, she's spinning. Once again, almost in our framing when we first become a band, right? I'm between these two. I'm the one that almost brings them both together. Yeah, there we go. Almost on like a planetary scale, they're now within my orbit. And yeah, then we spin that off into Totsuko's thing, right? Which is being able to see these colors. It's both a blessing and a curse. It means that, again, her worldview is just that much different from everybody else's. Imagine if somebody came up to you and said, "Oh, I can tell the color of your aura. It is XYZ." I don't know, I'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" That's what I'd be like. It'd be, But she doesn't know any better. Again, that's just her worldview. And again, spins off into our overall thing about her just not being quite there with the rest of everybody else early on in life. Oh my god, there's even some like Apple stuff here early too. Oh my god. It's all happening. And yeah, the concept of not being able to see your own color as well. Like again, in a film more about conflict, traditionally this could be something that's a lot more of a focus. You almost need other people and social interaction to be able to glean this information. It's very hard within a vacuum to assess one's own self and how they really are. And again, in the presence of people that do not see the world in the same way that I see the world, it's very hard to gauge that. But yeah, again, we don't play that for any big dramatic moment. She's just like one day, oh yeah, pink, right, or red, I think she says. But they go hand in hand. Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about Pink. I would associate Pink with feminine, generally, right? I'd say she leans more that way than other characters in the program. Here we go up here as well. Pink is calming, nurturing, and vibrant, which I don't think that we can't say that about her. She's definitely all three of those things, Totsuko. Anyway, I'm rambling. The science of color. Now, I find that Naoko Yamada's quite good at this. She'll find whatever concept she's doing for one of these films, and she'll research it heavily. Like, I get the feeling that she did research on, light and how it works and how color is perceived and all these other things when she started to get this kind of idea. Again, we saw it early on here before where, we explained how color works and the ability to perceive light and waves and everything else, right? Like, we get the sense that this here is an example of how, Totsuko would see the world and, with her other eyelid almost, So yeah, we talk about concepts like gravity and waves and, during the science segment, which I've already mentioned a couple of times. Like, bringing all of that together and making your song and, finding the right lyrics and everything else, that just... And almost like the start point there being the actual concept, how it affects physics and, chemistry and all this other kind of stuff. Like, that's cool. And again, the waves and the gravity that then ties into the circular theme and the spinning of it all. And, if we're waving, we're oscillating. And, physics-wise, that's also like rotations. And, yeah... Cool, very cool. The examples that I want to bring up where Naoko Yamada has done this in the past would be, again, both Liz and A Silent Voice. A Silent Voice, the most obvious one. Again, it's about a girl that's deaf. We play with that concept. Kensuke Ushio, in a lot of the music, we cut out parts of the audio. It's a little bit, discordant. It almost then feels like we're seeing the world the same way Nishimiya would see the world, right? And similarly, Liz with music, right? There's a sense of like a metronome to the opening scene during that film. The footsteps syncopating, us trying to be in perfect sync with one another, us being out of sync at certain points in the film as well, that leading to conflict, us ultimately needing to separate and forever be out of sync. Again, it all starts on these like kind of base level concepts before growing a few more legs throughout the runtime. This is just more of an observation as well. I find there's a sense of melancholy when each of these characters are alone. Another obvious example here would be kind of Rui during the times, where we're grounded almost, But again, he's just by himself, he's plugging away, but it feels like he's really lonely. Again, his only joy in this part is finding that the microphone works and the recording software works and everything, right? Like, there's no... He struggles because he doesn't have anybody to share that moment with. Straight after that as well, we have Totsuko traveling back home, seeing that dance studio, remembering how she felt once back in the day. There definitely is a sense of melancholy to this, like, oh, I remember how those classes used to make me feel. Once again, you kind of got to fill in the blanks. It doesn't spoon feed yet, but... she's definitely feeling this moment, for sure. And I mean, Kimi, it's like half the runtime. Whenever she's just like... doing her thing by herself, you feel it. Almost the secret that she's keeping is very isolating as well. Like, even Totsuko, who is like a barrel of laughs early on, there's some underlying stuff. We're looking for Kimi. Kimi's missing. This shot, which I highlighted during the reaction, we reuse a number of times, some clever framing to isolate Totsuko, even from her own friends. And again, they're still friends. They're not doing it on purpose. It's not bullying or nothing. We're just feeling this moment differently. How somber each of the prayers feel when she's by herself as well. Also love the blues here, considering the real subject behind this prayer and what she's praying for and trying to get permission for as well. The blues work great there. And yeah, this feeling, it disappears when they're together. I mean, you saw a lot of this stuff too. Like, when we are making the songs and all together and stuff, another great example would be us hanging out together at night. This is such a joyous scene. The obvious example would be the concert. We're loving every moment. We're, nerves and whatever else, but they dissipate. Even at our final moments together, it's joyous. It's a happy ending. It's bittersweet, but it's happy, you would say, mostly. Us being together, us bringing these three colors together, not being isolated all on our own, blending them almost, is the thing that brings the joy. Social interaction and collaboration in art, brings forth happiness. Now, a couple of things here. I looked into the Giselle stuff because I recently did Princess Tutu. I learned about the ballet Giselle, and I thought that maybe I could take some of that content and what I learned intertextuality-wise from Tutu into this. Not the case. Doesn't really attach very much at all, mostly because Giselle is a famous romance, right? There's a tragedy to it, there's a melancholy, and, depending on your interpretation, it definitely has a downer ending. But yeah, hard to attach into a film with no real romance in it, you would say. There's no really a good, analog for Giselle nor the male lead, other than maybe a theme of deception, because, I think male lead is betrothed to somebody else and is being with Giselle on the side, and then that all gets uncovered and it turns into a big mess. So they both have lies in them? That's the best I can do. Because, again, Giselle's lie ends in death. Like, it's pretty serious. This one, fine, we don't care. It's chill. I think this is where I'm going to get the most critical. I'm not in love with our concert scene. I'm in love with the concert scene, once again, because it reminds me of that one episode of K-On! Towards the end, where they're doing their final festival performance. Big tearjerker scene at the end there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This feels like an homage to that. Especially in the edit, where we just kind of let the concert play. There's no real internal dialogue or nothing. Very similar to the K-On! Episode, and what I really love about it, we just kind of live in this moment for the full runtime. Like, again, just contrasted with some other concert scenes. I'm thinking Bocce the Rock. I love Bocce the Rock. I think it's great. But during those concert scenes, generally there is there's a tension, right? Is Bocce going to play the right thing at the right time? Is she going to be able to carry her? Oh my god, one of the strings snapped on her guitar. How is she going to be able to improvise here? And it's not just always Bocce, it's sometimes Kita. So yeah, this definitely stands out as a point of difference, as a concert that just kind of goes off without a hitch. What I don't love is the kind of cheesiness of everybody doing a big old dance party. I think, again, in a film that is a bit more about that pathos and that payoff, this scene could hit harder. I do like it from the perspective of it kind of being Totsuko's moment, and it almost being like her, aura out to everybody else. She's able to almost spread her worldview, and, she loves to randomly dance and stuff. We see that here. That being spread out between everybody else, that's definitely part of it. But yeah, just a little bit too far, maybe jumping the shark there a touch. My other one would be, why do the parents come in so goddamn late? Why do you walk in like halfway through the second song? Granted, you do walk in during the song that you need to walk in during, right? That middle song, the melancholic one, almost a touching goodbye from Rui in audio form. You definitely get to hear that, but why weren't you there since the start? It just kind of undercuts everything, Do you really accept them if you were late to the one concert? Surely you had a time for it. Worst offender, of course, being the grandmother who walks in here at this time, fashionably late, for the happiest song. Now, again, I'm associating that song mostly with Totsuko. I thought the first song was the Kimi song. That's what I thought, right? It would match up the most too, because, she initiates and, sings those first lines and whatnot. Like, it feels way more like her thing. And her grandma, who it's kind of for, she doesn't get to hear it? I don't know how to feel. Just get them all in there earlier. Like, what are you doing? Moving on here, we have some standout scenes, which is, to be honest, most of them. I like a lot of the scenes here. The concert scene still kicks ass. I talked about it briefly before, but again, it just continues through. Love, love, love that. And the music's good. Like, that's the key here, I guess. Like, if the music was shit, the scene wouldn't work. So, Happy the music's good. That's good. The Spinning Sun science class into creation of first song. I think that this is actually the best scene in the goddamn whole thing. Brings together so many things that I've already talked about as well. Again, almost Totsuko as that sun, bringing together all the planets, bringing them into orbit, her having this epiphany, her freaking out in class. Love the comedic timing of it too. That turning into learning about the, that lyric, that wakase. Looks over to the globe there as well, that beautiful blue of Kimi as well, her spinning around, bring that into the ballet stuff. And then, yeah, from there, she's off to the races and starts dancing through the halls. And oh my god, the song's a bop. It's so good. Holy shit. So yeah, that's the next scene too, dancing and then getting caught. So one, the character animation is off the charts. It's amazing. And then there's the getting caught part, and it being Sister Hiyoshiko, and there being a little bit of like pride there. Just a gentle smile. Okay, my advice at the start of the film for her to pursue these avenues, it is bearing fruit. Just a proud mum moment almost. Speaking of proud mum too, do I talk about it? I think I do. Her going back home? Yeah, Totsuko meeting up with mum back home. Loved this scene. Mum's so very gentle. Her personality makes so much sense of being Totsuko's mother. Character design is standout as well. This like small discussion about the ballet class that we used to attend. You can read between the lines here. Mum's very happy that Totsuko has found a friend. So mightn't have had, she had acquaintances at school, right? But if you have a true friend, one that you're willing to lie for, mum's all on board. Maybe suggests that early in life you struggled to do so. At the start of the film would also suggest that. So you have to read between the lines to find the good stuff here a little bit, for sure. And yeah, finally able to look back on those kids in the class with a little bit of nostalgia. Twirling around having so much fun, even if they can't do all the moves. And that may eventually alienate themselves from this thing. They still having joy in the here and now. They're still feeling life. They're feeling youth. There's something to like there, I think. If you wanted to do your flower stuff too, those flowers on the dress, it's the flower that opens the film as well that is, on the floor there. It's all connected. I'm seeing it. The scene where Kimi and Totsuko sneak. Loved that scene. Thought it was great. So everything about the planning and, faking sick. I like how sinister you are upon opening this gate. Very funny. The meowing to distract this sister. Fantastic too. Love this shot. This shot here was brilliant. Look at that. Sauce. And then yeah, from here it's just like it's a K-On! Episode. This is what I like about K-On! This feels like the sleepover. Not the sleepover, the field trip, where they're all kind of together and like sneaking at night, and there's the pillow fight, and there's the, hiding from Sawako and all that other kind of stuff. Like it's giving similar vibes there for sure. Painting fingernails here makes so much sense as well with everything else going on. Just wonderful. Them sleeping together, it tying into this God Almighty reveal stuff later on, which is just great. Once again, that reveal at the end about Sister Hiyoshiko is crazy. Once again, K-On! Holy shit. Like, what do you mean that there's a teacher here that used to be a student here that was also in a band that was heavily implied to be a little bit harder than what we're doing now? Who else names a band God Almighty if you're not playing some hard shit? I don't know. It grounds Sister Hiyoshiko's, actions, right? She's been through this, literally. She looks back on this experience in some aspects, fondly, as something that should have happened and wants to facilitate other students in the future to have similar experiences. Love the film when it gets to a more surreal place as well, when we're playing with, that color vision and whatnot, and just playing around a bit more. I probably missed it through a lot of the rest of the runtime, This is how life used to look to her when she was like 6. Some of it even gives me Utana in spots like that. And then the spotlights too and everything. Just, the Giselle here, like this very prototypical, like perfect ballet person. The deep blues on them as well. Spin that off into Kimi. Opening scene's brilliant. Good at setting up the themes too, of course. Likewise, these prayer scenes whenever, Totsuko's in the church, just hanging out, and we have Sister Hiyoshiko there. It's a treat. It's a delight. And yeah, isolated at the abandoned church, which was kind of, almost the most important scene. It's where you come clean to, everybody about our individual struggles and what this upcoming thing means to us, right? Once again, only facilitated by Sister Hiyoshiko, who allowed them to meet and didn't cause a fuss, basically. I trust this group. It paid dividends. And just running quickly through some aesthetic things, because I'm running out of time here this afternoon, of course. Character animation on another level. We know Naoko Yamada. It's the faces, and it's the reactions, and it's the small moments, it's the legs, it's the movement there. There's just a weight, there's a joy, there's a realism to everything. Of course, once again, highlighting this scene where we're dancing through the halls, as well as some of the stuff here where we're doing like a, like an amateur's version of the Giselle dance moves. Like, that takes real talent, right? Like, this is Giselle and the moves there during that performance, but you got to put it through the lens of this character archetype too. That takes immense talent. Faces are good throughout. You can read a lot of things through people's eyes. I thought that was actually a good example, right? You can almost read here like more than you're letting on a little bit. Something's up and you kind of want to keep it a little bit hush-hush. Characters when they're lying too, so when we're lying about how we're feeling sick and whatnot. The suspicion of all the friends as they close the door there, and the relief upon, this fucking movie's good. Hell yeah. Animation's knocked out of the park again. It's great. I will say it felt more cartoony than I expected. Maybe this is that jump from, Kyoto Animation, where Naoko Yamada made her last feature over to a Science Saru. It feels a little bit more Science Saru coded in spots. Like, when she's sick on the boat is a good example, I feel. Like, I don't think that you would see such dramatic, shading here in, one of the more serious Kyoto Animation features, I guess. Like, you scarcely see this kind of thing in, a silent voice. I'm specifically looking for the ones where her eyes get all swirly too, and she shakes her head around, circles again too. Just a few moments here and there. Obviously, again, I watched Cosmic Princess Kaguya last week. Nothing on that level, of course, but, just a little bit more, a smidge. Art, color design obviously is unreal. The tones, the shades, their various use and application. You could probably write a whole thesis about it. As I said before, tended to like these visuals more as they got a bit more surreal. For a film that is a lot more conceptual and less traditional conflict based, I feel like we could have moved in that direction a little bit more. Just trusted an audience a little bit more too. It was a little bit safe-ish, maybe, you could argue. I like the character designs a lot. It reminded me of Heiki Monogatari, which probably, I would imagine they share stuff. Just gentle and flowy, and I like looking at them. They're good designs, varied. I like that they're a little bit plumper too. They're not, nobody's, well, some of the characters are supermodels, sure, but, not everybody. Like our little friend group as well. They're a bit frumpy. They're not perfect. It feels like teenage girls, right? They're kids. They're normal people, Particular shout-outs to Grandma, too. I don't know where the best spot to find her is. Yeah, that's a good example of what I was talking about with Totsuko as well. Where's Grandma? Yeah. She reminds me of somebody I know, so maybe that's cheating, but she's a great design, too. Rui's mum's a little generic, if you wanted, to dock some points there, maybe. And yeah, the background's good. It's all good. What do you want from me? It's good looking feature, man. Holy shit. Music. Use of theremin. Such a great choice in a film that's so much about the intangible and bringing such intangible feelings and stuff, like color, the things that we can't see, how we perceive color and whatnot, bringing that to life to something that is perceivable is very similar to a theremin. Like, we're literally grabbing the sound out of the air and manipulating it. Wonderful choice. Feels very alien too, very non-traditional. Like, again, we're contrasting it with a lot of, very traditional Christian-based music type stuff. Like, there's hymns and choir, and we do, Sound of Music at a point. It really feels like what's next, what's new, a little bit like new wavy. It's good. It's a top Kensuke Ushio soundtrack, succeeds in all aspects. I like the original songs. I like the songs we've chosen to insert in certain scenes. That are, obviously, again, he's borrowing them. I think we use Ave Maria or something at points too. It was very good. I even like that ending song, the Mr. Children thing. And yeah, the general OST is really great too. It's a top Kensuke Ushio soundtrack, and that is very high praise. The 3 songs during the climax, all great, end the film nicely, neatly attaching to each character. As I said, concert scene I'm iffy on, but is great to finally hear all 3 of those songs too. And again, the music often matches the character performing it, almost in the opposite way to K-On!, right? So K-On!, now again, this is my like K-On! Analysis stuff that I could probably do at some point, but I don't believe the music that we're hearing in K-On!, as a general rule, was played by those students. It's how they feel like it sounds, right? So in like episode fucking 4 or 5 or whatever it is, when they do their first performance in season 1 and they play Four Time, I don't believe they're actually playing that well, but they feel like they are, and that's almost more important. Where this one, a lot more grounded, it feels like these songs could have been played by these kids. Especially again, but performance aside, I feel like this kind of stuff where they're all jamming and whatnot feels realistic. And now just some closing thoughts. Would I recommend the film? I loved it, but I totally understand not loving it, right? Once again, sicko. You gotta be a sicko. If you're a sicko, you'll like it. Oh, I even write that here too. Would recommend for the sickos. And anyone that doesn't mind lack of traditional conflict in their films. If you're a bit more older, you're probably gonna be more understanding about that as well, and also be able to look back on these kind of times with a little bit more nostalgia and melancholy and whatnot. It's definitely going to enhance things to you. I wouldn't recommend this if you want to watch A Silent Voice 2. If you want something that is that rigid and direct and dramatic, you're not going to get that here, for sure. Like, A Silent Voice fucking matters. The things in it matter. People are feeling the strongest they're going to feel about anything in their entire lives. Or again, this just feels like the prelude, you know? Is very lower down in comparison. Also, just a big recommendation for Kensuke Ushio fans. If you're into his music at all, if you're a big graph head, or you know, have heard various soundtracks that he's done in the past, whether it be things that Naoko Yamada hasn't done, like you're really into ping pong and whatnot, check this out, because you just get to hear a lot of his music during its runtime too. As always, I'm very keen to see what Naoko Yamada does next, and keep this team together forever. You know, Reiko Yoshida, Kensuke Ushio, Naoko Yamada. Keep making things for as long as possible, please. Just expanding on from this as well, I'd like some audience participation. What would you like to see her do next? TV anime? Something original? Another film? Should she just keep popping up and doing random openings and stuff too? I wouldn't say no. Wait, don't we know what she's doing next? She's doing that period piece thing. It's about like Turkey or something? Hang on, let me look this thing up. Yeah, whatever the hell this thing is, I thought that her name was attached. Yeah. I'm not dumb. Okay, so we do know what she's doing next. Never mind. It was Mongolia. A witch in Mongolia. This thing looked cool. I saw a preview for it. It's pretty soon too. So, shout outs, I guess. Either way, we'll close that down from there. Movie will be up again next weekend. Check Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead, of course. Like the video, subscribe, all that other kind of jazz that I normally say. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you can find The Colors Within in your future as well. I don't know, I'm just saying words. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.